Welcome everybody back into the TasteBuds podcast. As always, it's Drew, aka Big Red Belly.
Ben, aka Sauce.
And Kenneth, also known as Infinite K.
Another great episode. As always, we got the end of the NHL and NBA season, the draft right around the corner, some NFL and MLB news and updates as always. But before we get into all that, how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing pretty fantastic. We just basically had our last full week of great sports with the NBA Finals wrapping up. Now, like I said, last pod we kind of have the off season of sports. Um,
Mm.
but I mean, I think it went out with a bang until maybe 4 minutes left in the first quarter of Game 7. But well, I'd say halftime because it was still close. But we'll get into that. But yeah, I'm doing good right now. Kenneth, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Uh, Pretty tired, but it is what it is. I have the next few days off. Um, yeah, I'm excited for this week's pod and for next week's pod, obviously, because it'll be eventful. Andrew, you doing good? How you doing? How you doing?
Hot outside.
It is hot outside.
That's all I got.
Yep.
And I might not be here next week.
True.
Oh, well, you got Duck.
You guys might have to. Oh, don't dox me, please. All my listeners might find me.
Uh-oh.
No, but yeah, no, I'm going out of town. Going to the old beach house. It's not a big deal,
Wait,
actually.
which one?
But this is the one on the
I know
East
you have a
Coast.
couple.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is one on the East Coast. Yeah. American East Coast. I'm sorry, American East Coast.
Oh, okay. I know you have a couple on the East Coast.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but yeah, it'll be fun. It's gonna be a good time.
Yep.
But oh, that's dumb. Let's just jump into it.
Yep.
NBA season is over. The Oklahoma City Thunder are your NBA championship champions. But before we get into any of that, we have to start with 5 minutes into the game. Precious baby Boo Bear, Tyrese Halliburton tears his Achilles. Yeah.
Can we get a moment of silence for that?
You said what, Kenneth?
I said, can we get a moment of silence for that? And you ruined the moment of silence.
Restart it right now.
Thank you.
Thank
I feel
you.
like that's pretty good. That's the longest moment of silence I think we've ever had.
Yeah.
That's longer than the moment of silence we had for when the CEO got killed.
I mean, we'll probably have another moment of silence later.
Yeah. But Hallie goes down in the beginning. It sucks because the shot was going.
Yep.
And when his shot's going, when his shot's going, he's a top 10 player in the world, in my opinion. And yeah, just it immediately kind of put a damper on the entire game. It made I wasn't able to really like internalize like that it was the NBA Finals and enjoy it until the second half. The entire first half, I was just like, I was so upset. I was sick to my stomach. It's like when Joel gets hurt. It just maybe not that bad because my week is over when Joel like really gets really hurt. But my day was over when Hallie got hurt.
Yeah.
You guys know I love Hallie. I love this Pacers team, and for their season to go out like that, it sucks. Yeah. Do you guys want to say anything on it?
Yeah, it's crazy he still led the game in 3-pointers made. And
I know, right?
I obviously it's all hypotheticals at this point, but I feel like they would have a pretty good chance at winning. Not because
Oh, yeah.
I've seen some people say he averages like 15 in the final, so it's not like he's about to drop 40 on them. But with his playmaking and how bad the offense was after he went down,
Again,
they definitely.
I think he adds 20 points at least just with his playmaking and his scoring. But again, and he just adds like another comfortability to the entire game. Because speaking on the game itself, other than that, I felt like OKC absolutely won that game, as they have done almost the entire season on the defensive end. Like the second half, they locked in. Chet had one of the best. He might have had the best individual defensive game the entire playoffs.
Yeah,
Just
5 blocks.
and they felt huge. They were big blocks.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was in the third quarter when the game really felt out of reach.
Yep.
It's when Shea, Chet, and J-Dub all consecutively made threes in like a minute span. And you're like, fuck. Like that's killer. You
Yeah.
do have to give credit to how much this Pacers teams fight. I think for a lot of people out there, it recontextualizes how they look at basketball, as even though obviously Halliburton is the leader of this team and he's the engine of the offense, they win in the aggregate with one of the deepest teams in the NBA, probably the most consistent deep team in the NBA, and just all around playmaking and shot creation. And yeah, it was a great run. I'll never forget this Pacers team. But yeah, that second half, I think Siakam scored like barely. He barely shot the ball. He needed to take over. Nembhard did his best to try to create. I think Neesmith only had like 3 points. TJ had a run on his own. I think it was like 7 or 8 minutes left in the third quarter, and he's the only one that scored in that entire time. The defense really locked up everybody else except for him, and it was just, yeah, that it felt, yeah, it was like, oh shit, it's over.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how this team gets remembered in the future, 10, 20 years down the line, because this was an insane run.
Oh
They
yeah,
would have been the biggest underdog to win a finals game ever, and it went to 7, and they had a fighting chance.
they absolutely, yeah, they had a very very real chance. And I think also, in retrospect, this team will be like this Pacers team will be looked at so highly because the fact that I do believe that this OKC team is only going to get better. Like
I see what you're
I think
saying.
you saw their offensive lows this season. Chet sucked in the playoffs. J-Dub super inconsistent. They're bench guys, 20 points or no points. Shea, some of his playmaking was just awful. It was game to game whether he had a great playmaking game or he had an awful one. This game, he had a. Speaking on Shea, his final field goal percentage doesn't look very good at the end of the game because I think he had a really bad fourth quarter where he was just chucking up threes. But his playmaking, I think it was 12 assists on
Yep,
like one
12 assists.
turnover. I think it was 12 assists on one turnover. It was the best you can get from a guy like Shea, who is a good playmaker, but when you get more than double digits, yeah, it was a great game for him.
Yep. I saw people talking on social media asking if this was the most heartbreaking injury in the history of sports. Some people argue Derrick Rose, but I just wanted, what do y'all think? I know it just happened, but what do y'all think?
No, most heartbreaking or career ending, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It was like the most
So yeah,
heartbreaking on field moment.
yeah, in the finals game, yeah, it's definitely up there though.
Yeah.
It's definitely the most heartbreaking. Well, again, maybe not as heartbreaking in retrospect, but we all watched Damar Hamlin live. That was
Yeah.
insane. That's like he almost died. His life was almost done. So it's hard to compare. But
Yeah,
it fucking
I guess
sucks.
so. I was gonna say, like, you kind of have to think of it about in the moment because, like, people that say Derrick Rose, obviously he's never the same after the injury, but
No, he wasn't.
like that's hindsight. Um, and then I think it's amplified by them constantly showing the replay and of course showing him in real time, him banging on the court, saying no and saying I did. Probably asked if it popped and he was like, yeah, I did it or something. And then
Yeah, I
showing
mean,
him after the game with the hoodie on towel over the towel over his face when he was being helped into the locker room.
yeah, I cannot wait for the for the coverage team to switch. I know TNT's going, but I think ABC still has the finals. I can't wait. I hope this is a wake up call to all the media. Skip Bayless, 15 minutes before he got injured, has an entire tweet about how they added the injury narrative to Halliburton. So if he has a bad game, then nobody will care. But Skip's like, I'll care.
Yeah.
Everybody would have it's the stupidest shit ever. There's so many people would have given him so much shit if he didn't play, even though he's injured. I actually looked back to earlier in this playoff run. Darius Garland misses the first game of the first one or two games of the Pacers game with a toe injury, and then he goes out there, clearly not the same guy. And now that maybe couple week long to month injury it's now a 5 to 6 month surgery repair injury because he goes out and plays because you have to play through it. It's just the way media talks about players being soft, it's ridiculous. People also look at how is the medical how has the medical field gotten any better? But the players have gotten more and more hurt. It's because players are more skilled. There's so much more stopping on a dime, just
Mm-hmm.
so much more quick movements, more tension on the joints, and I saw I saw Doc Rivers' son. I always forget his name.
Austin Rivers.
Austin. I know it starts with an A. I saw Austin Rivers' son saying it looks awesome on the court, but it's not awesome inside the bodies. And he was basically just saying how awful the media coverage is for players when they're playing through injuries, or if they are injured and they don't go out there and are either perfect or it's just awful. Obviously, I know what it's like, and also I was thinking more about the worst injuries in sports. Gordon Hayward, that was
Yeah,
awful because he
Yeah.
also never came back the same.
yeah,
Um, yeah, D Rose, Gordon Hayward, obviously Paul George comes into mind, but he came back and he was still good.
yeah. Kent, do you remember that? Do you know what happened to Paul George?
Wasn't it the Olympics? He got
There's a
hurt.
screenshot. There's a screenshot of it in my head. Every time we bring it up, I hate it so much.
Yeah,
It's disgusting.
his foot got caught up on the base
Yeah.
of
Oh
the
my!
hoop.
Yeah.
It's just in my head. I hate talking about it so much. It's just drilled into my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. Want to get on a more positive note, folks?
I also do want to talk about how they showed CJ McConnell and his mom
Oh
crying,
my god! Yeah,
showed him
Yeah.
it
crying in
is.
his arms
It's
directly
ridiculous.
after the game. Like, I think when the Thunder win the championship, they should show them celebrating and not focus on the Pacers players crying and walking to the locker room and hugging their family. It's
I don't
very
remember as
insensitive.
much. How was the Super Bowl coverage? Were they how much were they on the Chiefs players after they lost?
They weren't even showing them.
I'm just wondering. But yeah, I don't know. OKC won though.
Yup.
Yes, they
Congrats to
did.
them. One of the best defenses statistically and on the court that we've seen in a while. Just insane. insane team. And they're still so young. They're probably going to get better. They can go out and get another piece so easily, like a Herb Jones or Cam Johnson, and just so easily just get another shooter, 3-and-D guy. Yeah, they could be better next year. This was the year to get them. You guys have anything else on the finals?
Nope.
No, I don't think so. I saw also there was a have you seen they've been showing all the finals MVPs over the past like 7 years?
I have not seen that. No.
Having debates about that. Yeah, it's literally so stacked except for a certain person based on their stat line. Do you know who that outlier is?
Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously he didn't have that great of stats. I can't find it. I don't remember who posted it. I thought it was Bleacher Report, but it's not. Let me look at ESPN.
While you're
No,
looking
but
for that,
I found it.
okay, you go. No, you're going.
Jaylen Brown averaged 20.8 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, 1.5 steals on 44, 24, 73 shooting.
Yeah, I've come
And
around to think Tatum should have been the Finals MVP because of his playmaking, and he basically completely nullified all of the lobs that were literally not carrying them throughout the playoffs, but that was a huge part of their team was just constant lobs, and Tatum basically single-handedly shut that down, which just screwed the Mavs offense. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I don't think. Oh yeah, I do have one more question before we move on. What do you guys think they should do with Miles Turner?
Sign and trade, right?
Well, yeah, they don't have to sign him right now,
Yeah.
but he is a good player, and he fits their system. He had an awful final series. I think he shot 17% on wide open threes in the finals, which
Jeez.
is just atrocious. Yeah, he could not hit a shot in the finals. He was good throughout the playoff run, and he did have some defensive high points, especially in the finals. I think it was Game 6. He had a fantastic second half, but he could not hit a shot, and yeah, he was played off the court.
I feel like
What do you?
they sign him, and then if he's bad, trade him away at the deadline. Or do a sign and trade.
For who?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know if they can replace him with another better center right now, so they're probably going to sign him. I just hope it's for a reasonable enough amount of money.
Yeah.
And not for too long, maybe 2 or 3 years at the most.
Yeah.
Okay. What else we got? You guys want to talk any more about the finals? Or want to keep moving?
Nikola Topic, first player ever to win a ring before ever playing in the NBA.
He could be
That's
a
pretty
good
good.
secondary ball handler this next season because he's actually going to be healthy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy they didn't have him at all. Lottery pick.
Yeah. They actually have a bunch of guys that they barely play at all that might be actually good. Yeah, they're only going to get better. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And yeah, it's mind-boggling. I think I said in the beginning of this season I said, would you guys bet on OKC winning multiple finals or 0 finals? Where would you guys bet on them winning 2 more or no more from right now or from where we stand right now?
I'd
Two
say
more.
2 more, yeah.
It's ridiculous. They're the
Kenneth,
best. They're one of the best setup teams ever.
Kenneth, who's more likely to win? The Thunder next year or the Dodgers this year?
Uh, Probably Dodgers this year, I'd say. Because, there's not. I don't think they're. Oh. Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Holy
Hold on. Live trade. Live trade.
yeah!
Uh, Boston, Atlanta, and
Wow.
Brooklyn are finalizing a 3-team trade that sends Kristaps Porzingis and a second-round pick to the Hawks, Terrence Mann and Atlanta's number 22 pick to the Nets, and Georgia's Niang and a second-rounder to the Celtics.
Immediate thoughts,
Huh.
everybody?
I was not expecting to see Porzingis and Drew Holiday shipped off in a span of 24 hours.
I
Really?
mean, I guess the Celtics do this to get off some money.
Yeah.
Georges
No, yeah, I knew
Niang,
I thought they were going to trade one of them. I didn't know they were going to do both.
minivan.
But yeah,
Can they get a
so yeah,
second? I feel like they could have gotten more back, right?
I do too. Um, I think it's great what the Celtics have done, and I think this is really smart. They're punting this season.
Yeah.
At this
I
point, yeah,
respect
they're
it.
saying fuck this season. We don't have Tatum. We're not going to be competitive. It leaves the East even more wide open, by the way, which is crazier.
Yeah.
The
Hmm.
Hawks don't have to. They're not going to re-sign Clint Capella, so they can now have Porzingis and just hope he's healthy. That might be a healthy Porzingis that was at the level of 2024, 2023 Porzingis on the Hawks. The Hawks could be fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Like really, really good. Dyson, Trey,
Rizzler.
Johnson. Who?
Rizzler.
Oh yeah. Rizzo. I thought you said Riddler.
No.
Yeah, Rizzo at the 4, and then Porzingis. They're like
Yeah.
that's like a good team. That's a really good team.
Shams said
That's pretty.
opportunistic acquisitions for the Hawks and Nets, while the Celtics are now out of the salary cap's second apron.
Yeah, the Celtics are doing a lot of moves on the margin. They were able to get off both these awful contracts.
Yep.
Um, yeah, the absolute amazing turnaround by the Celtics because they were about to be in a hole,
Yeah.
and they did blow it up. And they're not this superpower anymore that's untouchable. But you punt on this season, you see what happens, and then you're back into contention in a year, in 2 years technically.
Yeah, because
I
they
love it.
don't have Tatum for the next year.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
what we
So
know. Yeah.
they might tank for a shitty pick.
Yeah. Because I think
Like
they
this
own
could,
their pick.
yeah, I believe so. They do. Yeah, like that. This
Yeah.
could be. They are. That's what happens, man.
Yeah.
He is a Celtics and OKC have the two best GMs in the entire league.
Yep.
So, ridiculous.
Other than me and you
Want
on
want to
2K.
stay on the topic of trades?
Yeah, I just want to say the Hawks team now is Trey Young at the 1, Dyson Daniels at the 2, Jalen Johnson at the 3, Kristaps at the 4, neither Akeko Kongwu or Capella at the 5.
No, I
What?
just said the starting five.
Yeah.
Rizzo at the 4, Porzingis at the 5.
I don't know. I'm just reading one of the replies.
I like
That's a
Ting
stupid reply.
I like Tingus at the 5.
Yeah, no. Porzingis is yes, he's a center,
Yeah.
and Rizzo is a great size for a 4. Yeah, no, that is a unbelievable team. I don't know what this guy forgot the Rizzler existed. And yeah, you have Onyeka off the bench, which he's just too small to be a starting center. He's going to be a great guy off the bench. Like this team is going to be really, really like not really, really good. They're going to make a push for a top 3 seed in the East. I'll say that.
Hawks?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
I was already high on them.
I see
I was already high on
the
them in
yeah.
the but yeah, this is going to be these moves right here makes me put them above the Pistons
Yeah.
for me personally. Um, Ben, what do you think?
What?
Oh,
For what?
what do you think? The Hawks. Where do they
The
stack up in the
Hawks?
East now?
Uh, I I don't know. I want to say they're going to be like the Magic of this year.
Why?
I mean, they the Hawks they lost what in the play-in, and
Yeah. Well, Jalen Johnson getting hurt. He was playing at a fringe All-Star level. That really sucked.
yeah, I forgot they lost him. So they're going to add him back, and now they're going to add Porzingis,
Yeah, and
and
Ricochet was great the second half of last year.
And he's only going to
mhm.
get
And they
better.
also, with these
We're going to see
moves,
how Porzingis does because he was borderline unplayable in the playoffs.
he was hurt
Hopefully,
the entire
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we'll
And
see
He
if
was
he
in
can.
well, in my mind, he was great in the regular season. He was great, not this year, but last year. So if Porzingis is still a good center, which they don't even need a great center, Clint Capella fucking sucks. If Porzingis is just a good center, good to great. I mean, Trae Young is a great player. His 3-point shooting waxes and wanes, but he's the best passer at his size ever. And yeah, I love this for the Hawks. They bought super low on a very talented player, and yeah, I think they could be a top 3 seed.
Top 3 seed.
Yes,
You know how wide open the East is now with half the good teams having their star player injured?
I think the Knicks and Cavs will be better, but I think they'll fight the Pistons and the Magic for that next spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, taking it. Okay, I'll see. What do
Also,
we? What else?
they got off Terrence Mann's contract, um,
Mhm.
and to offload it to the Nets, they also gave him their 22nd overall pick.
Yeah, and you know what else? The Nets might be able to package their pick to move up. I just saw that. That's what PB just tweeted.
Oh,
The Nets might make a move to jump for like ace or something, which I would be fine with. We'll get to that a little later.
Yep.
Keep on the topic of trade. The Rockets and the Suns make a blockbuster deal, including Kevin Durant, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, 5 seconds in the Rockets pick this year. Who wins the trade? Who loses the trade? How does it change the outcome for the Rockets this upcoming year?
um, I love it for the Rockets. They they get a number one guy who you can give the ball to. He's a 3-level scorer.
Yeah, he can
Only
run a half court offense, which they didn't have anybody that could do that
yeah,
this year.
he is like their only guy that can score on all 3 levels, and he is he is like their whole problem was that they're young and they don't have that guy. Even though KD is what 35, he can still be that guy. Which
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely. He's
it
36
almost
years
would have
old.
been better if he like went to the Timberwolves because him as a second option would be insane. But I still think this Rockets team they barely gave up anything. I mean Jalen Green,
Sucks.
he's been very off and on.
Basketball
He hasn't
terrorist.
put it together for a
One in
consistent amount
eight
of time at
games,
all.
he's like the best player on the court. Only 1 in 8 games, though, and he can't play make, and he's not a good defender. His
Yeah.
shot falls one out of every like 8 to 5 games, and yeah, that's it. And Dylan
And you have
Brooks, who cares?
Jalen, I mean, not Jalen, they have the 10th overall pick, which,
That's
okay.
something. That's something. I think they're
Yeah.
gonna go for a center, probably. They would love Malawak, but he's probably gonna go before that. Derek Queen, I don't think they'd go for him.
I mean, we can get him on the pod and ask
We
if he
maybe
thinks
can.
the Suns are going to get him.
Isn't the draft tomorrow?
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Jared,
then
do you guys know Jared Wilson? Have you heard of him?
No.
I don't think so.
Oh, I meant a blah 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 blah. I meant Asa Newell.
no.
Okay, he's gonna be like a top 15 pick center. He's he's the guy that I would probably have as my second best center in the draft. He's 7 feet tall. He has like a 7'6" wingspan. He didn't shoot a lot, but I think he could be like the center for them, and he would go right around 10. So I think that would be good for the Suns to pick him up. Looking at it for the Suns, though, their roster now is absolute doo doo poo poo. I don't even know what their starting lineup will be. I guess Book running point, Beal off the bench, Green at the 3. They can throw Tyus Jones down the stairs. I don't even know, man. They suck. They're so bad. Poor Suns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, other thoughts on this trade? I think it's a great trade for the Rockets. KD's like 27 points per game on good efficiency is still fantastic for his age. I still think he had like 6 rebounds, like 4 assists. Those are numbers off the top of my head. But yeah, he's going to be great. The Rockets The Rockets are going to make a push for the finals, I think. That's my take just by adding KD. You going?
Yeah, the Rockets are going to be good. So
They also don't. Yeah, they don't lose on any defense at all either. So it's perfect. Okay.
Let's go ahead and break this. Let's take a break from the NBA. We got the TasteBuds podcast. There's a little bit of taste drama going on, and I'm here to give you a rundown. So, when I slice, the oven roasted turkey gets very it gets into a lot of very small pieces. So when I'm done, I like to take all the little shredded pieces and put it into a ball. And I walk up to Jaden in back of house and I just set a ball of turkey in front of him.
Oh
and
my god!
Maybe like the 5th or 6th time, he decided to take the ball and put it in the freezer.
Oh my god!
And then there was a frozen ball of oven roasted turkey, and he pulled it back out and gave it to me.
Looks disgusting.
yeah.
And then he put it back into the walk-in, and
I didn't
it's
know
been
what
in
that
there
was.
for like 3 weeks now. And
Oh my god!
just
3
knew
weeks?
about it.
3 weeks?
Yeah. I didn't know it was still in there until like I sliced on Saturday. Jaden
Where
was like,
is
"It's still in there." I don't know, somewhere in the freezer. It's in the freezer.
It's next to the
That's why-
soups, and it looks like it's next to some bananas.
So yeah, we had a health inspector earlier this week.
Literally
and
yesterday.
I don't know if they saw it,
Yeah.
but
I don't think he saw it. He
yeah.
didn't really go
He did
into the
not see it.
freezer.
He did not see it.
Yeah,
He
he
did
did.
not.
Just made a group chat with just Kenneth and I and said, "Don't do this."
He said,
Which
she said,
Kenneth wasn't a part of it.
I literally was told, like,
Come on, Kenneth.
I was asked
I
if
sent it
Ben
into the
knew
taste
anything
group
about it.
chat
I was like,
and added
I-
Jaden. And Jaden said, "On Chris's life, I wasn't a part of it." And Chris said, "Bro just killed me."
Oh my god! Fantastic.
I ain't do nothing. That's all I know. Yeah. In other news, Pro Football Talk says Deontay Johnson expects Kenny Pickett to win the starting job.
Well, how do you feel about that?
He's on the Browns.
I guess so.
Are you joking?
No, that's what Twitter just said. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
not joking.
What about it?
Yeah, Ben, you didn't know he was on the Browns?
Deontay Johnson.
No, Kenny Pickett.
No, is that what
What?
Deontay Johnson said?
Yeah,
Oh,
Deontay Johnson just said that.
oh, great.
He's on the Browns.
I guess so. I mean, he did play with Kenny Pickett,
I know.
so
Yeah,
I don't think so.
whatever.
It is what it is.
I want to hop. Oh, what's the timestamp we're at right now?
We're at 35 minutes. We can
Let's
we
finish
can
NBA
we
in the next 10
can
minutes.
we can have Jess listen to this podcast and she'll know the
I
story.
guess.
Yeah.
Skips to the. We can timestamp it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
just timestamp it.
Let's keep going. Anthony Simons in 2 seconds for Drew Holiday. Again, this feels like I don't know. They get off the Drew contract is really good. They get an expiring contract with Anthony Simons, who I think is only on the contract for one more year. I mean, I don't know what to say. I guess Anthony will still have some on ball creation, in Tatum's absence, and maybe bring a little bit of shooting to this team. But it's like a nothing. And then for Drew Holiday, I don't really get it for the Blazers fully. I guess they want him to be a veteran presence and maybe get the last juices out of him, and then maybe try to flip him next year if he has like a better year than he did this year. That'd be the dream, so they don't have to pay him in 2026, 2027. And yeah, that's all I gotta say for that. Do you guys want to talk on that at all?
No.
Um,
It's just cap trade.
yeah, I don't know what the Blazers are doing. They're going to be the second worst team in the West. I don't know what the point of
They don't want
trying
to
to
pay him.
compete is. Um,
They don't want to be forced to pay him, I guess. And
some
they still
Blazers
made it.
fan says the GM's trying to save his job by trying to get them to make the playoffs, which is so stupid because, like, if you have a brain and you work for the Blazers, you know that the team doesn't need to be trying to go for a playoff push right now.
No, they have a great defensive infrastructure for the future. They just
Yeah, I
need to
know they
get.
have clinging,
You've
Shane
gone
Sharp.
muffled, by the way, Andrew.
Am I back?
Yep, you're back.
Yes,
My phone was on my chest. That's my bad.
but I'm saying they could probably make the playoffs in the East, but with them being in the West, they're the second worst team.
Yeah, no, they're
They have
good.
Denny,
They're still good.
Shaden Sharp,
You're forgetting one guy.
clinging,
Scoot.
No,
Scoot.
Tumani Kamara.
Yep. Who was actually in the Damian Lillard trade
He's
they got from the
so
Suns.
good. He's
Yep.
so good defensively. It's ridiculous. But yeah,
Was
they
he on an
that
all NBA defensive team? All
I think he
defensive.
made the third one. I think he made the third one.
Good for him.
At least yeah, I know. He might not. I think he did though. People were definitely talking about it. Okay,
Okay.
keep rolling.
Yep.
One more trade to talk about. Jordan Poole is out of Washington. No more pool parties in Virginia. He is being moved to New Orleans for Sadiq Bey. For McCollum and Olynyk. Sadiq Bey is also going over to New Orleans. This feels like lateral moves for me. I don't really feel anything. I don't know. McCollum is like a older player that can still hit threes. I don't know why you'd want to get off Poole. He wasn't the worst last year. He got better. He could still like be a good role, he could be like a good two guard on a competitive team, I think. And Olynyk and Sadiq Bey, I don't care.
Yep.
Don't care.
Pelicans got younger, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Really, I really don't know. Yeah, I don't care. Don't care. Anything else before we talk about the draft?
Daniel Gafford signed a 3-year extension.
They did do that.
That's all.
Yeah,
That's all I got
they
to say.
locked him up. That might be. I don't even know. I feel like they really should trade.
You're muffled again a little bit.
Phone is back on the chest. I feel like they should trade either Gafford or Lively. So I don't really get keeping both of them, especially with Cooper Flag coming in now. I don't know.
Maybe they're trading the number 1.
And they have Anthony Davis.
And maybe they should trade the number 1, get Ace Bailey.
Yeah.
I mean, they can get Damian Lillard with the first pick.
It's a really good point, Ben.
And then they have Kyrie
Really
and Dame out for next year.
That is a contender in 2 years. That's what I like to hear.
Extending the championship window.
That is all what Nico's about. Not really, actually. Okay.
Okay.
The draft is tomorrow. What are you guys excited?
I'm excited.
I can name maybe 6 players in the draft.
Really?
You said 6, 7. God,
No.
kill me.
Here, Kenneth, text Andrew all the players you know that are draft eligible,
Okay.
and we'll see who knows more.
While you're doing that, I'll yap about what the Sixers should do. So Ace Bailey has been in a lot of controversy, as he should be, as he canceled the meeting with the Sixers, the workout, and he also canceled dinner with Daryl Morey and Maxey and everybody, and Nick Nurse. And then 2 nights later, he went over and threw the first pitch of the Mets game. I think people are more overreacting about that. I don't really care about that. But and also in every single interview, he refused to talk about anything about the Sixers. He wants to go to a team and be the number 1 and just put up shots, which is literally what he did in the Rug Tours, and it didn't work. Like, it didn't be the best. He has tools to be a great player, but he is just not at this point of his career, and I don't think that he's immediately going to develop into it by chucking up shots is becoming a star. So I'm all in on the Edgecombe hype train. I'm extremely with all that. I think he is a great rebounder for his position. I think he was grabbing 2 offensive rebounds a game, 2 offensive rebounds a game. He has extremely good defensive tools, like a Men Thompson level athlete and possible defensive prospect. Just as a guard, he shot 37% on catch and shoot threes this year. He was not good on off the dribble, but that shows a lot of like opportunity to be good in the NBA from the good positional rebounding, the good catch and shooting, and if he can develop into a better on-ball offensive creator, I think he could. A lot of his comps, and I really do agree with it, is a prime Victor Oladipo. And let's not get it twisted. Victor Oladipo was nasty for a second there. And that's what I've seen from people that are playing up Victor Oladipo. That's his player comp, not his ceiling. That's where he can reach. He can get even better. But I just see, even if he isn't that, the shooting, the catch and shooting, the defensive rebounding, the running the floor, I just see him easily being a starter on a contending team, and he has a star upside. I don't hate Trey Johnson. I don't think it fits our team, and I don't like the defensive. I don't like his defense at all. But I do think Trey Johnson would be fun for another team. And those are all the guys that are kind of projected to these Sixers. Kenneth, you still thinking?
Yeah. I can send it in.
I sent mine.
Yeah, no. That's why I kept talking.
2 minutes ago.
I'm a number.
I can keep talking. Other guys, Jeremiah Fears. I don't know if I love him. His 3-point his shooting is just not good enough for me. A lot of people are super high on him, but star potential is there. He is. He's a small guard. Oh, Ben, you can't add Jeremiah Fears.
I feel like Ken is going to, so that's why I did
I
that.
already had him written
Yeah.
down.
Like he had a great SEC tournament. Um, he had he had like 30 points, like 5 assists, and he can be a really good like offensive engine, but he's gonna need to learn how to shoot. I guess I'll stop talking.
Is that where I send?
Well, I mean, I can talk about somebody else that you guys definitely did not put. How does that sound?
Okay.
Did you guys put Igor Demon?
No. Is that a French guy?
I don't know where he's from. He's definitely from over east. He's a tall forward. He's young.
Oh, it didn't send.
No, you cannot put that.
It didn't send. I had him up there.
I really like his defense. Like a lot of these players, he's going to need to be a better 3-point shooter. But with him, what I really like about Igor Demon, and I guess this does come from him being overseas, is the fact that the playmaking chops are definitely there for a guy that's like 6'9" with shoes on, and he can still be a good rebounder for a position, and he's young, so I don't hate him.
You said Igor?
I did already talk about Igor Demon.
Yeah, he's at
I did already talk
BYU.
about Asa Newell. What?
You said BYU, or he's at BYU. He was.
Oh yeah. I know he's from Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I know I already talked about Asa Newell, the Georgia guy. Good rebounder. He's huge. He's a giant man. He plays like he's giant, and I think he'll be a great center for a team that needs it, like the Suns. Have you sent it, Kenneth?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did.
Igor is
Okay.
from Russia.
Yeah, he Kenneth sent like 20, Ben.
Wow.
Let's see. I don't know anything about Liam McNeely. I haven't heard of Johnny Broom
Jonai Broom,
or
Auburn
Sion
guy.
James. I don't know Sion James.
Duke.
And yeah, that's everybody.
Liam
So
McNeely's
he put a lot
UConn.
more. I've heard his name, but I
He
don't know anything
also
about him.
he also graduated with Jonathan, I think.
Who?
Our coworker, Ben.
Know who graduated with him?
I think so.
Who?
Liam McNeely.
Oh, I don't know.
I think.
You told me one more name beside Flag and Queen, but I can't remember. It's like Rogers or something.
You?
He
Okay.
said a Baylor dude. He was at Baylor.
Yeah, Rogers or something. Nope.
Um,
Cali shift is up Friday morning.
it's too late. Basketball roster.
That's enough. I feel like that's a good amount of draft talk and just basketball talk.
Robert White is who he was talking about.
What do you guys want to do next?
I don't know.
NFL?
Go for it. Run it up. It's quick. It's easy.
Does Henry Ruggs deserve a second chance at the NFL?
Can't you put this? You go first.
Um, um, I think he shouldn't because obviously he went to jail, and obviously you don't really see many convicted people in the NFL, especially after they go. Like, yeah, he's still young. Yes, he could definitely be on an NFL roster to this day. I've heard that he was working in jail, but you know, if he gets a shot, then Trevor Bauer deserves every right to be on an MLB team. And
Didn't he get accused of abuse, but he was proven
it was
innocent?
sexual assault, and he was suspended for 2 years, no pay, and or no, suspended for a year with no pay. And was also suspended for another year before that. Um, and then was banned basically from the league. But he was proven innocent like a few months ago. And it's crazy. I could go on about Trevor Bauer and that, but it's so stupid because he was so easily innocent from day one, from when it came out, and it's so stupid that he's not in the league still. He's like easily a top 10 pitcher in the league right now, even though he hasn't been in the league for 5 years. That's my rant on Trevor Bauer.
Andrew, what do you think?
He killed a woman and a dog, so no.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm just getting my facts together real quick.
I heard.
Okay. Kenneth, I told Andrew this the other day, but Kenneth, do you know how fast Henry Ruggs was driving?
What, 110 plus?
Try 156 miles an hour.
Sheesh.
That is 156. And the posted speed limit was 45 miles an hour. He was going 111 miles over the speed limit. And he was obviously also intoxicated. And obviously, he killed a 23-year-old and her dog. And she didn't die on impact. She was trapped
Burned.
into her car and it caught
Yeah.
on fire. And so she had a slow, painful, burnt to death. And he had an interview with Hope for Prisoners event. He was granted special release from prison for the day. And he said, quote, "One, I wish I could turn back the hands of time. I would love for them to meet the real Henry Ruggs and not the one who was escaping from something. I sincerely apologize for not only being a part of that situation, but the fact that my face is always in the news. It's always in the newspaper. So they have to constantly be reminded of the situation, be reminded of me. And the problem with this is that he said, for not only being a part of the situation, being a part in it, kind of downplaying it's something like saying like he was robbed and now his name's in the news because somebody robbed him. But what actually happened is that he was going 111 miles over the speed limit and killed a woman and her dog. And he's saying, sorry for being a part of this. No, he was the one who did it. It was all his fault. All 110%, all 111% his fault for this. And for him to say, even all these years later, sorry for being a part of this, I think it doesn't sit well. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think he should.
he's pushing blame on something else. I don't even know. There's no blame to be pushed, but he's like dodging it.
Yeah.
He's dodging
Yeah.
responsibility, which is it's L. So, yep, he can He can keep thinking about what he did wrong.
For real.
Yeah.
Okay. What else we got? CJ Mosley retires from the NFL. You guys can take this one.
Yeah, I wish he signed with the Falcons because he was a captain on the Jets defense who Jeff Ulbrich was their defensive coordinator and he was the captain of that defense. So I wish he signed with the Falcons because our defensive coordinator is now Jeff Ulbrich and CJ Mosley is obviously comfortable with the scheme and he would come over here to be a leader, a mentor, and one of the vocal leaders on the defense. But obviously he retired, so that's not going to happen. But yeah, he was great with the Ravens, and yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
Heard. This is probably Aaron Rodgers last year, guys.
Yeah.
Are you? What are your thoughts on his career now that the last couple of years have been so weird? And what do you
I
expect
know.
any big things from his last hurrah?
Mm, no, I think if he is at the helm for where the Steelers finally lose their streak of being 500 or above, it's just going to be the
Oh,
icing on the cake on his pretty awful final 4 or 5 years.
yeah. He hasn't even been like the worst quarterback ever. It's just been like a whole lot of nothing. Is
Yeah.
what I'd
Yes.
put it as. But yeah, he was pretty good. Now it's coming to an end.
Yep. Kenneth, thoughts?
I mean, he had a great career until like recent years, but it is what it is. He'll probably be a Hall of Famer.
He will be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Yes.
He will be. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So, talking about stuff that actually is going to affect at least I think it'll affect the hierarchy in the NFL. Jair Alexander signs to the Raven, is reunited with his buddy Lamar Jackson. Does this push them forward at all in your rankings in the AFC?
I
Or is it
mean,
it's just another great addition and
I
it
could
still stays the same?
say, it. They're still number 3 max.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I could see, I can see a good reason to put them at 2.
I'd agree. I still think the Bills are the team that would be above them, and the Chiefs are still the Chiefs, so I still keep them at 3. But it was a great addition, and I'm calling it this year. The Ravens will win the AFC. They will be who the AFC sends to the Super Bowl this year.
Heard.
I'm gonna stand on that.
You're gonna stand
Okay.
on it.
I will. Let's keep rolling.
I like to hear that.
Let's keep rolling.
Yeah.
What else you guys want to do? We got a bunch of little things.
Um. Uh. 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 Let's go to hockey.
Let's talk about hockey.
Yeah. Hockey.
I only watched one of the games, so I can't really talk about it.
It's
I don't
on.
really
It's all we're saying is that. That's all we're saying is what's on the thing. Panthers. The Florida Panthers win the Stanley Cup, with ease for back-to-back championships. Do y'all think they'll three-peat?
Sure. I don't know anything about hockey.
Yeah,
Not
I
if
don't
the
know.
Flyers have anything to say about it.
I don't think that's gonna.
Yeah, they're not going to make the playoffs. I know.
Yeah. What?
I have a
Um.
golf question for you guys.
Yup.
If you guys were playing 18 holes and you had to shoot under 100, if you shoot under 100, you get free golf for life. If you go over, you can never play golf again. But you can only use 3 clubs for the entire course. What 3 clubs are you guys choosing?
I am choosing my driver. No, this is not for. I don't. This isn't for. Um. Our little 1v1v1 that we're doing tomorrow. Um.
What?
I'm. Are we drafting our pick right now?
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know why you would want to choose different
Change it.
clubs than the ones that you would
Yeah.
choose.
Cause I'm debating between my pitching wedge and 56 or
Well,
58.
it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. But I'll choose my driver, my putter, and I'd say my let's go my 58 degree. Why not? Let's do that. Let's do that.
You're playing that tomorrow. We're stamping it, okay?
Heard.
Okay, I'm doing the driver, the hybrid, and a pitching wedge.
Heard.
And I am using my whole bag, but if I was, if I had to choose, I'd probably choose hybrid because I'm not good with my driver anyways. And at least with hybrid, I can use it on the
Yes, and
field as well. I choose wood, but I'm not that confident with my wood. And then
same.
next would probably be, I don't know, it might be a pitching wedge or a 9 or an 8. Because I forgot about pitching wedge when I was talking to Andrew the other way. I'd probably say putter and pitching wedge. And just use my
Okay,
hybrid for everything else.
cool. You guys take up next one. I got the hiccups.
Art.
So,
We talked about hockey. We can go ahead and talk about
College World
the
Series.
college baseball. Yep.
We're gonna talk about the Men's College World Series. Um, Before the championship game or the championship series, um, what's it called? Um, Arkansas made 2 mistakes. A missed catch, a dropped ball actually is what it was, and I think a double play that they needed to turn, but they didn't, and all that other stuff. And then LSU beat them in the bottom of the ninth. Crazy walk off, good walk off, and yeah. LSU versus Coastal Carolina in the World Series. Coastal Carolina hasn't lost a game since April going into this series. I think it said April 24th or something, somewhere in that. That's the last time they lost a game. All year long, they never got shut out. Game 1, final score 1-0 LSU. Coastal Carolina gets shut out. It's unfortunate. I don't care for both teams. I don't care if they win or lose, or who wins or I don't care who wins. I love LSU for Paul Skeens. I love Coastal Carolina just because Coastal Carolina. And LSU game 2 wins. I think it was I don't know. But Coastal Carolina hits their first home run of the entire tournament in the final game of the Men's World Series. And yeah. Final score of game 2 was 5-3. Coastal Carolina hit 2 total home runs in this entire tournament, and it all came in the very last game that they played. Wasn't enough to beat LSU, though. And Cade Anderson of LSU is going to be the number 1 pick. And the Nationals are going to get themselves a stud pitcher. And yeah.
Nice.
Boom.
All right. You want to go into MLB?
Yeah, we'll stick on to baseball. Earlier last week, after the pod, Dodgers bought the Lakers, and Dave Roberts said Shohei will not play for the Lakers. He was jokingly saying that, by the way, for those of you who don't have a brain. And then next is Cal Raleigh has the most home runs by a catcher before the All-Star break, which is insane stuff. I think he's on 32 home runs currently. I'm about to check his stats while I'm yapping about this. Cal Raleigh having an insane first half of the season, and Cal Raleigh is leading the entire league with 32 home runs. Behind him is Aaron Judge with 28, and then Shohei with 26. And yeah. Next, White Sox gave Noah Syndergaard a minor league deal. For those of you who don't know, he pitched for the Angels to start his career for most of his career, and then he pitched for the Dodgers a few years ago, and now he's on the White Sox. And that's all I'm gonna say because there's not much to say about a minor league deal. Today, Frankie Montas is back from the injured list. He's pitching today. And, yeah. Diamondbacks' Corbin Carroll is on the injured list. With a wrist fracture, he's going to be out for like 10 or however long. But, yeah. 5-year sentence is sought for Wander Franco. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Good.
Yep. Andrew?
Is that the pedophile?
Yep. The 14-year-old.
Oh.
One with the 14-year-old.
5 years, no LLB, is that the thing?
5 years sentence.
To jail?
Yeah.
Yep. Only if it's a bad jail. Then that's okay. If it's a good jail, because he's rich and all, then no. He needs to be touched up in there by bad men. That's my take.
All right. Next and final thing is currently number 2 overall pick Chase Burns is currently pitching for the Cincinnati Reds against the Yankees, and he has gotten 6 strikeouts to start his MLB career. It's the second inning, by the way. 6 straight strikeouts. He did give up a hit, but 6 strikeouts is insane. That's basically, he's currently averaging 27 strikeouts in a game. Because, that's just how math works.
Nice.
But yeah, what a guy. He'll be insane. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got for MLB.
Or do you want to talk about your single WNBA segment?
The one single WNBA segment that we have is that Caitlin Clark is being treated like a punching bag, and their moneymaker, which is Caitlin Clark, is being not protected by anybody. And obviously, y'all know how the NBA has their little money makers, and they kind of like prevent them from, having certain
Superstar
things.
whistle.
Yeah, having them prevented from doing anything and whatnot. And yeah.
Yes.
And
All right.
that's I think that's all we
That's
got.
it for our sports segments. Thank you guys for sticking around for that. Actually, Kenneth does have a college football segment, but I think it's
Oh,
only
yeah.
about the game.
It is a little bit about the game. That's it. That's the only thing I got. So college football 26 drops in like 2 weeks. I'm excited for it. I'm definitely going to get it. I'm not going to buy the 3-day earliness or whatever because I don't want to play it 3 days early. I don't play Ultimate Team. They dropped a deep dive. I haven't watched the video yet, but I've saw a lot of clips of good things about it. I think I saw MMG's reaction to it, and it was pretty great. He said a lot of great things. He was excited about it. I'm excited about it. I'm definitely getting it. And a lot of good things to Road to Glory. They're taking they're doing an amazing job, I think, the new devs for this game. I think they're doing great, especially for Madden 26. They're doing a lot better with that. I think they've stepped it up and whatnot. And Road to Glory is you get to walk out, experience the walkout as a player. So there's a camera. Obviously, you only get to look around. You can't really run out. You can't control where you run out, but you can walk. You can look around. So I saw a clip of Enter Sandman or Virginia Tech's walkout, and it was pretty cool. You get to experience running out with the team and all that fun stuff. I think it's going to be great for the game. And Enter Sandman's actually in the game this year. For those of y'all who weren't happy about that last year. I think they did a great job this year. Last year it met up to the hype. Everyone liked it. There was obviously things that needed to be changed about it, and they fixed them. They actually listened to us.
Yeah, now they can just keep improving.
Exactly.
I'm not going to buy Madden or college football. I just hate the idea of reprint of the game with like a few changes
It's more
every
than a
year.
few changes this year.
Well, yeah, you can walk out and look around and enter Sandman from the game.
I don't have everything.
I'm just saying
it's
nothing that is worth spending another 60. I wish like they were able to do like expansion packs, but like obviously they need to make their money, and that's never gonna happen. So it's just how the world goes.
Yeah.
How sports games are.
Yep. And at least like with Call of Duty, you have like different maps, different games. Usually it's like a Black Ops and then it's like a Modern Warfare, which is two different games. Like one has zombies, one has like Warzone, I think, and One's, sometimes it's more futuristic, different guns. Modern Warfare is more boots on ground, maybe back in the day. At least it's like different maps and stuff like that. But obviously, 2K, Madden, college football, it's basically the same game with a few different changes. Maybe the graphics are 10% better, or you can have like 3 more features. But I did hear Madden 26 is the biggest revamp to franchise mode ever.
Madden
So
26
that's
is the
cool.
biggest revamp to everything.
Yeah, I saw there's better graphics in that one clip of Jaden Daniels.
Oh yeah, there's graphics look insane in that game. I think they're using Unreal Engine 6, which isn't being used in many games because it's new. But I mean, I don't think I'll get Madden. I'll definitely get college football 26. But yeah, I agree with like Madden and NBA 2K because I'm currently on 2K right now. It's the same exact game, and I don't. I just feel like it's too pay to win. One thing I love about one sport game you didn't say was MLB The Show because it's completely different every year. They always add at least one new feature that's better than the other features, so it's more optimal. You get to learn. Like this year, they added the GOAT difficulty, which is even harder than legend difficulty. I haven't tried it out yet, but I might try it out tonight. I will probably try it out tonight. But I mean, I'm glad that every year, like they're active every single day. They're changing something, they're updating something, they're adding something new. Everything's almost perfect in MLB The Show. And obviously,
Especially with like their Diamond Dynasty, it's not pay to win. Like you could have a
oh yeah,
80 overall Kodai Senga, and he can be just as good as a 99 overall Nolan. What is his name?
Nolan Ryan.
Fast guy. Yep, Nolan Ryan.
You can,
So and also
yeah.
with the adaptive overall players turning diamond and them updating instead of just like coming out with a new card to make you rip open packs. And like when we play Diamond Dynasty all together, which we should do again
We can do it tonight.
soon.
I probably can.
I probably can. Hey,
Yep.
if y'all want us to stream it, let's get 20 views on this video, and we'll
10 likes. Oh,
2 likes.
20 views. Okay. 4, because we could just like it. 5 likes. 5 likes is the
5
goal.
likes is the goal, and we'll live
stream us playing 3v3 Diamond Dynasty until we get a win or something like that. I don't know.
Until we lose, Ben.
Until we lose.
It's going to be a
I think we were undefeated
20-minute
last
live
time.
stream.
No. We're good.
I'm okay at the game. I have a solid team.
There you go. We just can't hit or pitch.
I can somewhat hit.
Me and Ben can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And I think last time you would like go onto our accounts and get us players.
Yeah, I would. But this year, it's honestly... Oh.
Hello.
He's lagging.
Hello?
Oh no. I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
He's lagging. Live on the podcast.
You guys- Oh
Scared
no. What do I do?
Oh, no.
Well, this is great. This is great content.
Keep going, he said. So yeah, shout out San Diego Studios.
Oh, yeah.
They're an actual good company, unlike 2K and EA. But yeah, that concludes our sports-related topics.
Hey, I
but not
have
completely.
I have one more thing for the unemployed who follow Bordeaux. Greatest college football menu player. Hey,
Hello.
You back.
Am I lagging still?
No, you're back.
No.
Let's go.
All right, and for unemployed,
Okay.
this is also about college football 26. Bordeaux on Twitter is having his top 25 for his first rebuild series of college football 26, and it's dwindling down. He did announce that today Syracuse is not in his top 25. So that's unfortunate for the Syracuse Oranges or whatever. But for the big news for the unemployed. That's it. Oh yeah. Also another big news for unemployed. Cash Nasty met LeBron.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Wow.
And
He did it.
he did it. All right, that'll do it for our sports segment, Ben. You can do that again.
Why am I muted? Hello.
Yay!
I got a call from got a call. What's his name? Rich. What's the agent's name? Rich. What's the NBA agent's name? Rich Clutch Sport. No, Rich. Y'all know his name?
This is all over the place.
No.
What is the name of the NBA agent of like LeBron, owner of Clutch Sports? Rich
I know.
something. What's his name?
Rich Paul?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I
that
just got a call from Rich Paul, and
you
I
got
couldn't
a call
take it,
from Rich
obviously. Yeah,
Okay.
but it muted me for some reason when he called.
Oh, hold up, guys. I'm getting a call. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. It was Donald Trump. He was asking what to do next.
Oh,
Yeah, nah, it happens.
I'll
Yeah.
be back.
I'm getting a call. Okay.
I'll be back. I just dropped ice cream all over me. So yeah,
is this real?
this is real. It's a Cookout milkshake. Shout out to Cookout. I gotta throw it away because I poked a hole in it because I was getting Reese's cup from the bottom of the cup, and now I have to completely change because it's all over me. Y'all keep going. I'll leave my headset here. I won't be able to hear y'all.
Andrew, I have a question for you.
Love to hear it.
If Mr. Zachary gets casted for new Outer Banks season, and his girlfriend is like, I don't want you around Madeline Klein, do you think that Mr. Zachary would say no for his girlfriend?
No,
Okay, good.
like he'd still do it. He wouldn't care.
Good.
Yeah.
I wish I was Zippy.
I'm like, how so?
Yeah.
Because wait, Gwen wouldn't want.
I'm back.
Mrs. Gwen wouldn't want you to do that.
Oh no, she wouldn't be able to stop me.
You'd have to shoot your shot.
What we having?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Nothing. Ben. Madeline Klein.
Oh,
You were
Can't
lagging
maneuver
again.
that.
you lagged.
God
over
damn
that.
it. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I was saying Madeline Klein is in Ben's DMs, and we're just trying to figure out how to maneuver that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
If somebody
Yeah,
With like with not with Madeline Klein, but like for me, not Ben, not for
talking
me.
about how Zachary may have a chance to be on set with Madeline Klein.
Ooh, that's fire. I'm happy about that.
I was saying he's gonna need more self restraint than I have.
Great.
But anyways,
Great content.
with all of us being back, hopefully no one else lags out. Knock on wood. We do have a final segment. It's going to be unplugged. We're going to start off with Mr. Beast's new video. Andrew, have you seen it?
Yes.
All right. And there's been some backlash on X about it, which is so stupid. For those of you, spoiler, it's actually a pretty good video. You have to watch it. But spoiler, this guy is trying to lose 100 pounds and he has a personal trainer. And then, like, 2 months into it, bro killed himself. And Mr. B showed his live reaction. The guy trying to lose 100 pounds showed his live reaction to hearing that his trainer died. And some people were getting mad that they showed the footage, saying it's insensitive. But
But there's
Mr.
literally a
Beast
disclaimer and all not and whatnot.
well, he did get consent from the coach's family and the contestant to air that footage. So there's really nothing he did wrong, but people want to get mad over nothing. But that's how X is.
Oh yeah, and speaking of Mr. Tyler John or Coach Tyler Wall, let's have a little moment of silence for him.
All right.
And that's it.
Um.
Boom.
Next. Let me see. Next. I had Andrew. You don't know about this. I had my biggest sports bet win of all time. From
Wow.
Game 7, $25. I won 2.1K.
That's a big yet.
Yeah, it was a 6-leg parlay. I placed at halftime of Game 7. Let me pull it up. It was placed at halftime. They had a 30% boost, max of $25. I just ripped it. It was Crusoe less than 13.5 points, Hartenstein less than 9.5 rebounds, McConnell more than 9.5 points, Nimhard less than 15.5 points, Siakam less than 23.5 points, and J Dub to hit a three. And all that cash, Nimhard was 1 point away from going over, and iHeart was also one rebound away from going over. But it miraculously cashed, and I sent Kenneth a screenshot of when I placed it, and he was only able to get 5 of the 6. But he still made out with how much, Kenneth?
I bet $10 and won 400, and I didn't get the exact lines that you got. Now that I'm looking back at it, I had Caruso under 14.5 points, Nemhard under 15.5 points, J-Dub over 0.53 points, made Siakam under 22.5, and TJ McConnell over 9.5 points to cash me $400.
Not too shabby.
Yep. Yeah.
Big numbers, you know.
At some point, Andrew, I want you to go back on a DraftKings and see what you put your bonus bets on. It was like NFL over under wins.
Yeah, that was
And
all it
see
was.
after
It's
the,
just over under.
I just want to see how those are looking right now
Oh, how like
after the
what's it
draft
called?
and
How
stuff.
the lines are different and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't we do it now?
What's our time at?
1:30.
You make the call.
Oh, hell no. To the no. Hell
All
to
right.
the no.
Just 2 more things, and they both have to do with the NTBA Cup. So we had our
Your favorite
unofficial
stuff.
second annual NTBA Cup yesterday. We didn't record it,
Last week,
so
not yesterday.
it's all hearsay. But sources say that Kenneth's team won in 7 games. It was Jaden, Luke, Kenneth, and Matthew versus me, Andrew, Ryan, and Chris. And my team was up 3-1, and then we lost game 5 And during game 5, our star player, Mr. Kicker, who we've had on the pod, went down with an injury. It was kind of like Tyrese Halliburton. And then from there, we lost the next 3. And we lost the series in 7. I played. I was all right. I don't know. I was all right on catch and shoot, but there were some off dribble shots I feel like should have gone in that didn't. But yeah, I was all right on defense. I was also all right in game 7. Jaden was my assignment, and he was working me in the paint. He was just putting his voluptuous booty on me,
Oh,
getting the ball, doing a little spin move, and using those big muscles to outwork me. But how do you guys feel like y'all performed?
Average.
I think
Great
I
analysis.
I think the first 4 games I played pretty bad. I obviously, as y'all know, about like 3 weeks ago, I injured my ankle. It was my first series back, and felt okay. It hurt a little bit, kind of rolled it a little bit early in the series. I think it was like game 1 or 2. I think it was when y'all sandwiched me. Felt pretty good, and yeah. But I think 5, 6, 7. Those
6-7.
those 3 games. I think I played great on defense, at least. I did really good passing the ball, not taking a lot of shots, not taking a lot of stupid shots. Obviously, there's no stupid shot if it's not a stupid shot if it goes in. I definitely ran out to the corner and shot a 3 ball that I probably shouldn't have, but I did anyways because I'm a hooper and I was in my bag at that point in time. But I think we did great, and I also want to say that we have, I would say, I think the new power rankings for the new player rankings is going to drop soon, and it's going to be controversial. Great top 3. We have 3 legendary players, and I think our number 1 may not be number 1 for too long.
Why don't you give us your rough estimate on what you're thinking here?
Rough estimate, I'm honestly thinking, obviously you have 3 insane legendary S tier players. I would say Ryan, Jaden, and Luke are our S tier players. Luke balled out last Wednesday. His 3 ball was falling, which has not been seen before, and he looked comfortable shooting 3s out there. I was comfortable with him shooting a 3, and I think that was an immense improvement in his game. And I think he's definitely in the top 2 for me, at least. And
Top 2.
yeah,
Who do you have number 1, or with him top 2?
I think it's close. It's either Jaden or Ryan. You'll have to see when the player rankings come out. But for sure, Luke is definitely top 2 for me.
And then who do you have rounding out your top 5?
My top 5, probably you, and then I'd say Sawyer. I would say either Sawyer or Evan, but we haven't seen them play in about a month and a half.
Yeah. Where do you come into play?
Where do I come into play? I think I come into play at like 8, 9, 10. That's like the Chris, me, Matthew range, I'd say. I'd have to make full player rankings. But from what I saw last Wednesday, I think it's safe to say that our number one may not be number one. Anything?
Are you saying Ryan may not be number one? Is that what you're alluding to?
He may not be number one. But you never know. You'll have to wait. You'll have to wait for the player
that combo
rankings.
for the player rankings.
Exactly. Player rankings will come out.
All right. And then
I'll cook that
the
up.
very final thing is you stated in our official Taste Cup group chat. Let's go over here. You said if we make a NTBA trophy, it should be named after me. And you had a little bit of backlash. Jaden said haha at it. Brian said what with 2 crying laughing emojis. Do you have any other statements to make about that? Anything to back that up? Any reasoning why you said that?
I mean, I'm one of the successful Taste Cup players in this league. I've won multiple championships, and I would probably be buying the trophy. And I was saying, like, if I'm buying the trophy, it might as well be named after me. You know? And we kind of, yeah. And I feel like that's easier said than done. Those are probably, especially the buying the trophy personally, it should be named after whoever, thought of the idea, got the trophy made and all that. And those are like the main reasons.
Heard that. Andrew, you have any closing remarks?
Not much.
Heard that. I think if we had to name the trophy, it would probably be called the Jason Ferguson NTBA Cup.
Honestly,
trophy.
I would be okay with having Jason as the name of the trophy. I feel like he should. I feel like Jason should be the MVP award. That would be
championship.
Fire.
Maybe the Jordan Dennis championship trophy.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that.
All right, Andrew, you ready to get us out of here?
As always. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the TasteBuds podcast, and hope you guys have a very tasty day.